Dolphins fans, we are here on Miami Dolphins today, and we want you to be a part of the community. We need 319 more subs to get to 17,500. We're inching closer every day, and we're in this together as it seems like it might be a long season down on South Beach, especially after that performance on Sunday against the Colts. Bring it in. We'll be therapeutic together right here on Miami Dolphins today. All you got to do is hit that big red button. Welcome into Miami Dolphins today. I am your host, RC Maxfield, and today's video is sponsored by Magic Spoon. You want some of the best tasting cereal really anywhere? Magic Spoon's got you covered. I'm in love with the cocoa. It's not just a song, people. It's a great cereal as well. Head over to magicspoon.com and save $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. The Colts came down to Miami and, well, I thought this game was going to be a lot closer, and the score doesn't indicate exactly what happened here because I thought the Colts pretty much dominated from start to finish as they win 27-17 over the Miami Dolphins, who have now scored 17 points total at home through 2 games. Jacoby Brissett, I thought looked good in the fourth quarter in garbage time, but you're supposed to look good there. The run game, absolutely non-existent. Myles Gaskin was nowhere to be found in this one, and it was good to see Devontae Parker lead the way in the receiving corps with 4 catches and 77 yards and a late TD. But you tell me, what is your one-word reaction to the Dolphins' 27-17 loss versus the Colts? I'm getting really fed up with this offense, but to be honest with you, it's just infuriating. I mean, there's no changes whatsoever to this offensive game plan. It's dink and dunk, and I get it. You have a backup quarterback in there, but still, use the weapons you have around you and put them in positive situations to succeed. Godsey and Studesville have not done that. It's infuriating. We'll talk about them a little bit more here in just a second, but want to talk about that backup quarterback in Jacoby Brissett, who, as I mentioned, he didn't look bad going into the fourth quarter. He just didn't have a real opportunity to succeed as the offensive line again struggled. Austin Jackson looking at you. Get your head out of you-know-what at this point, or bench him, Brian Flores. There's better options, and that's saying something with how bad the offensive line is. Overall, Jacoby Brissett did exactly what he did out in Las Vegas. He produced late in the fourth quarter, and he really just beefed up his stat line. 20 for 30, 199 yards and 2 TDs. Just simple and plain, this offense is hard to watch. I mean, there's no electricity whatsoever. It's dink and dunk. Will Fuller got hurt again. Jaylen Waddle looked like he was on his way to a career game. That didn't happen after he didn't get really any targets after the first quarter. Devontae Parker at least came alive. Mike Gesicki caught a touchdown as well. But, I mean, overall, the consistency in this offense just makes it damn near impossible to watch because they refuse to change anything. And that goes back to really the offensive coordinators in Godsey and Studesville as well. Like, you have to change something. The offensive line, we get it, is bad, but everything else on this offense is bad as well, including the run game, which, as I mentioned, where the hell is Myles Gaskin? Like, what are we doing here? This offense is basically impossible to watch at this point. But let me know, how concerned are you about the Dolphins offense? Let's scale it 1 to 10. I mean, I'm not in a full panic mode quite yet because there's a ton of talent on this offense, right? But I'm at an 8.5, and this really comes back to just the offensive coordinators not changing a damn thing, and I mean a damn thing, through the first 4 weeks of the season. You go scoreless against the Buffalo Bills. You think about it. You scored as many points against the Buffalo Bills as the Houston Texans did at home. That's just not company you want to be in. If you're the Miami Dolphins with a team that had aspirations of going to the playoffs, that's hard to really just fathom right now with how the offense looks. My concern level's at an 8.5. You let me know down in the comments, scale it 1 to 10, where you're at in terms of concern on the offense. Got to shout out today's sponsor of the video, Magic Spoon. To get $5 off your first order, go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins. Listen, I already talked about the cocoa, but they've got fruity, they've got frosted. I mean, every childlike cereal you want, Magic Spoon has it, but it's good for you. Up to 14 grams of protein, 4 grams of net carbs, 0 grams of sugar. I mean, my goodness, this is the best cereal on the market, and it's good for you. I am one of those guys that loves eating a late night snack, and usually it's cereal, but most of the time I go in with the mindset of, I don't want to eat this cereal because it's going to make me feel bad and not sleep well. Well, with Magic Spoon, it's completely changed the game. I'm okay with eating 2, maybe even 3 bowls of cereal before bed for a late night snack, and you can too. All you got to do is go to magicspoon.com/Dolphins, and you can get $5 off your first order of Magic Spoon. I'm telling you what, at this point, if you're on the Miami Dolphins defense, you must hate everything about the offense. I mean, my goodness, you are on the field for over 37 minutes. Let me repeat that. 37 minutes. You give up 349 total yards, 27 points. But basically, this comes back down to your offense, giving you absolutely no chance to succeed. Let's run through some of the bigger really standouts from the defense in this one against the Colts. They did have 2 forced fumbles. Again, on the field for over 37 minutes. Even the best defenses, which I think Miami does have an elite defense, will not succeed if you were on the field that long. That is a testament to just truly how bad the offense is. You forced 3 sacks. I thought Agba as well as Phillps looked great on the outside, and relatively you played well on 3rd and 4th down like you did last week against the Raiders, which is a good sign. But again, that second bullet point right there, 37 minutes and 9 seconds on the field for your defense, abysmal. That goes back to your offense. One other positive, they continue with the streak. The takeaway streak continues. 26 consecutive games with the takeaway for the Miami Dolphins defense, which, again, they're on the field for over 30 minutes, 35 minutes if you want to even go a little further, and they're succeeding. It's just when you're on the field that long, your guys and your depth are going to get tested, and they have been tested through 4 weeks. The offense is absolutely doing no favors for this defense. Let's just get that out there. This offense is the detriment to this team, right? You think about it, Jakeem Grant had that muff punt, whatever, that's fine. The defense, I'm not really throwing any shade on them for that. But the offense is just putting the defense in no good situations in terms of being on the field for that long and really just where they are on the field. I mean, you're backed up in your own side of the field, then you punt it, and typically teams are taking it over at 35 to the 40-yard line, and your defense is put in a spot where they really have to hunker down just to keep teams out of field goal range. But let me know who is to blame for how bad the Dolphins offense is. I've got some names up here. We got Chris Greer, the GM, type CG for him, for Godsey or Studsville, the OCs, type OC. If you want to blame the head man himself, Brian Flores, type BF. If you're blaming somebody else, maybe the quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa, the offensive line, whoever you want to blame for other, type O, and let me know down in the comments. It is hard not to blame Chris Greer right here after the abysmal start to drafts he has had really the past 2 years. Something has to change and fast if the Dolphins want to live up to those playoff aspirations they have this season. It's not all bad, I promise. There's going to be some highlights here. Tua will be back soon. Some of y'all may not like that, but he can't be any worse than, well, Jacoby Brissett. Maybe he can with this offensive line, but there are some positives. This defense is fun to watch. Jaylen Waddle is fun to watch, and we will be talking about them all season long right here on Miami Dolphins Today. All you got to do is hit that big red button and stay in the know on your Dolphins all season long with the latest news and rumors, and the best part about it, it's absolutely free. Hit that big red button and subscribe to Miami Dolphins Today. Speaking of the defense, Emmanuel Ogbah. Talk about a guy that's really coming alive with a running mate on the opposite side in Jaelan Phillps, who we'll talk about in just a second. Ogbah made a huge impact on defense this week with 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, as well as 1 QB hurry. But really his impact in the backfield, the stats, something that stats can't show, was really the big testament in terms of what he did well this week. Talking about Jaelan Phillps, I mean, this is what you draft this guy for. I mean, 18th overall, again, really a superstar on the outside. When you have Ogbah and then Phillps on opposite sides, there might not be a better pass rush in terms of youth and just really upside in the National Football League right now in terms of potential. I love what they have on the outside. Jaelan Phillps is an absolute superstar in the making, in my opinion. 2 tackles, half a sack today, 3 QB hurries, but really he was just in the backfield, much like Ogbah was the whole time, and really missing Quentin Nelson. You'd probably expect that from the Colts offensive line. It's just, again, the offense did not do the defense any favors. The lone bright spot in the receiving corps, hey, Devontae Parker. He looked like he was living up to that hype that he had and really living up to that contract as well. 4 catches, 77 yards, and 1 TD. Again, really the lone bright spot when it comes to the skill position guys. And that's something that really stands out to me in the sense that if this offense is going to succeed, they have to have that wide receiver week in and week out that is willing to go outside of the numbers, inside the numbers, and really get dirty either way. And you saw Devontae Parker make a couple of nice catches today, including that one in the end zone. You just need to see the consistency because I love Jaylen Waddle. I love Will Fuller when he's healthy. Mike Gesicki as well, Devontae Parker. It's just hard to believe that this offense is so minuscule and really can't score at all on a consistent basis with the offensive weapons you have. And really that comes back to this next position group we're going to talk about in the offensive line. But I thought Liam Eichenberg actually played pretty damn well today. I mean, he got his third start of his NFL career. I thought he looked really good. The second round pick out of Notre Dame, I should say, the 23-year-old, maybe he should take over for Jesse Davis, and maybe Jesse Davis should just be the backup at this point. I don't know. The offensive line, to me, the biggest takeaway, Austin Jackson has to go. He had a couple of holding calls today, just got beat and beat again and again on the left side there, Jacoby Brissett's blind side. Something has to change for this Dolphins offensive line, and maybe that's Liam Eichenberg just being on the offensive line full-time and starting at right tackle, maybe moving him to left. I think probably you want him on the opposite side in terms of the face side of the quarterback, so Jacoby Brissett's right side, and then maybe move him over to the left if you can do that and start Jesse Davis at right when Tua returns, or maybe you just like what Liam Eichenberg brings at right tackle. Overall, I loved what I saw out of the rookie today. He had a couple of plays where he got beat, but you expect that from the rookie. But with DeForest Buckner coming at you, all things considered, I thought Liam Eichenberg looked really, really good. Again, a 27-17 loss for the Dolphins. Jacoby Brissett, 20 of 30, 199 yards, 2 TDs. Malcolm Brown leads the way in the backfield. Woof. Unbelievable. 8 carries and 23 yards. Just unbelievably bad rushing attack by the Dolphins today. And that's the biggest takeaway for me on offense is where the hell is Myles Gaskin? Where the hell are the adjustments? I'm right there with you, Dolphins fans. It is so frustrating to see an offensive coordinator, offensive coordinators in this sense, not adjust with the level of talent on this offense. Something has to change and fast if the Dolphins want to live up to those playoff aspirations. But week 4, no avail. The Dolphins fall to 1-3 and lose 27-17 in their second home game of the season, falling to 0-2 at home to the Indianapolis Colts. On to week 5.